This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombernardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
You damn right. Okay, we're going to start the show on a really up and positive note. Went for a 5-mile walk this morning. I got 3.5 miles in before it started raining, so I got the rest in, whatever. The rest doesn't matter. But in the last 2 days, your boy has picked up 7 cans and plastic cups on Lake Street and Bushaway. And if I keep finding them on there, I'm going to hide in one of the trees. I'm going to kick you right in the ass if you throw. How do you throw cans out of a car at this point or off your bicycle? Because that's the only way they could have gotten there.
It sounds like you need to adopt a highway.
I should adopt a highway.
You're already doing all the work. You might as well get a sign for it.
But here's what I love. These are the same assholes. Oh, you can't use gas-powered cars because they're not. Yeah, you're throwing your shit everywhere. And I don't mind picking it up. I don't care. I'm doing it for my family. I'm not doing it for anybody else but my family. I don't want my family to even see it or live in a world like that. Mm-hmm. I mean, Jesus. Now, I understand like bags because they kind of blow around. They could be on somebody's porch or whatever. But the plastic bags, you don't want to leave those on your porch anyway.
No.
So I'm just warning you up front. You've got a new neighbor out there, and I'm going to kick you right in the ass. If I find you throwing a can by the side of the road as you're walking there, I swear to God, I'm going to knock your ass out.
Can we get you on like the neighborhood watch program where you're like the director of your neighborhood watch?
Yeah.
I need you either wearing a body cam or something so we can see like the aerial, and then it's like the guy's looking around, throws the bottle, and then all of a sudden just Tom leaps in from the tree above.
That's it.
Aerial attack.
Look, I have a wife, a son, a daughter, and about to be 4 grandkids. And if you keep poisoning the environment while you're still bitching about everybody else poisoning it, I swear to God. You ever eaten a beer can before? Because you're going to eat one if I find you throwing it away. I don't give a shit. I don't care how big you are either.
Yeah. And my thing with littering is there are garbage cans
everywhere.
Like it's like that's one of the big things, especially here locally, where you can't walk more than 3 steps without seeing a garbage can.
True.
Just put it in the garbage.
And half the garbage can is garbage, and the other half is recycling.
Yeah.
Put it in the recycling, you stupid bastards. You heard me.
Yep.
I've had enough. That's all I'm saying.
This is the final straw.
This is the final straw. 7 of them in the last couple of days. I mean, come on. And again, this morning I was only on, 3 miles of the 5-mile walk. So I got 3 miles in before it started raining, which is kind of ran into a friend of mine. That was nice.
Okay.
But in 3 miles, I found, like 4 cans. Mm-hmm. And you know what? They always tend to be either a beer can or a Coke can.
Yeah, and you're not the only one, Tom. Like I noticed, like as I'll be walking home, there are definitely more people that will go out of their way to pick up garbage. And like last night, I was walking home and this guy was zigzagging across the street, and I was like, "What is this guy doing?" And then I got closer, and he was like picking up all the garbage that he found up and down Nicollet downtown. So you're not the only crusader out there fighting the good fight.
Again, these are the same people that are bitching about they're poisoning our environment. Oh, but you're not. Yeah, pain in the ass. And I think it'd be a nice deal. See, if I could get like a Coke can and get it all the way up your ass. How about that? That'd be kind of painful, don't you think?
Yeah, you're going to need some lubrication, probably.
Yeah. Well, they're probably going to be coprophagia. That's what I'll do.
Coprophagia. We're back.
We're back.
We're immediately pushing on.
He doesn't want to get anywhere near poop eating.
Yeah, we're leaving that conversation yesterday where it belongs.
I think it's only dogs that do it, though.
I've never even heard of that.
Well, I know, like, especially puppies will go through a phase usually where they eat their own poop every once in a while. And
doo-doo.
Yep.
I love all the names we have for poop, by the way. We got doo-doo. We got mucky.
Scat.
Scat. We got scat. Oh, yeah, scat's big.
No AJ, what do you got over there? Any dookie names?
Who did Dookie Stick? Who was that?
I have no idea.
Oh, you got to look it up. Dookie Stick. That was an actual song.
Oh, I know. Dookie was a Green Day album.
And was it Dookie Howser?
No,
Doogie.
That's Doogie.
That's Doogie.
Well, listen to him, Doogie Howser. Yeah, it's Dookie Howser. That's exactly what it was. I saw it on the TV every Thursday night. Dookie.
George Duke did Dookie Stick. but I think he
That
was not
makes
talking
sense.
about.
Oh, he's talking about his
Yeah.
wiener.
Yeah, I think that's what that might be.
So that's the Schwanstucker, as they say in Israel.
Yeah, I can't confirm. I've never heard the song, but that's what I would assume.
I've heard the Dookie Stick many times. George Duke was really good. I liked George Duke a lot back in the day. So yeah, it said, oh, this is really great news. The story just broke this morning, ladies and gentlemen, or maybe it broke last night, but it says on here it broke this morning. Hackers may have stolen everyone's social security number in America. We need to get the hell off of IT or AI or whatever the hell you want to call it. You can't keep us safe. That's the big problem we got. So now everybody's got our social security number.
Can I say something that's very uneducated here?
Unless it's coprophagia.
Why is a social security number like so important? Because the only thing that I have on it that is like a document is this crappy postcard piece of paper that says your social, but yet that is apparently like this most sacred of numbers for your personal identity, and the only thing you can't even laminate it, I'm pretty sure.
No, you can't.
No, you
Yeah,
can't.
Not
It has to
laminate.
be this flimsy little worn down piece of paper that, so like, what's the big deal of it? It's from the Incredibles. Like if everyone's super, no one is. If everybody's social security number is stolen, is anyone's really?
Right. And well, my thing is like we're using this, like was the first thing we came up with before computers, before everything, to like keep track of everybody. We could come up with a better system today than a social security number.
Let me run this by you guys. The problem is if they get a hold of your social security number, they can hack everybody's. I'm trying to find my social security number
looking for like
you're looking for your flimsy piece of paper.
I am looking for it because I got to show it to you because I did something to it when I was 18 years old, and the United States is not real happy with me for doing it because it was an accident.
Well, and they're impossible to get. Like once because you have to like go back to the county you were born and find the doctor that delivered you and get them to okay it, and it's all just the most ridiculous way to keep track of.
Seems like a very outdated system.
You see my social security card? You see what color it is?
Yeah, like
it looks peach.
It's pink.
Yeah.
You know why it's pink?
Why is that?
Because when I was 18 years old, I left it in the pocket of a pair of pants that were red, and I didn't know it was in there. My social security card has been pink for the past, 55 years? It is. It's pink. I think that's cool, though.
Yeah, you got a limited edition.
Why am I showing my social security number on the air? What the hell is wrong with me?
Yeah,
I mean, it's already been stolen.
So it's been hacked anyways. Who gives a rat's ass? You're absolutely right. I got a claim check for something. Oh, it's for the clock. I'm having my buddy Mark is fixing one of the clocks because we moved it and I broke it, I think, or somebody broke it. I don't know. My life sucks. Oh, except for you, dear. I'm not talking about you and the family. Yeah,
everything else.
Like she's awake at 8:15. Let's not kid ourselves, shall we? Well, I suppose we better get going. Yeah, we better do this because now, just because I wanted to show you my pink Social Security card, which has been pink for about 55 years, I did find. What the hell am I doing with all this stuff in my wallet anyway? Jesus,
that's such a thick wallet. Like mine is as thin as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you're gonna give yourself a hernia sitting on that every day.
I've done it many times. There's no question.
You're gonna have hip problems.
Right. Yeah.
What is hip? Tell me. Do you think I know? I'm in a really weird mood now because I really want to kick somebody right in the nuts for throwing beer cans on the side of the street. That pisses me off to no end.
I think Gelfand will be here in like an hour or so.
That's true.
So just hold out for another hour.
Jump Gelfand as he opens the door to the studio.
The only thing I love about Gelfand when he makes a point, and we're on camera now, we didn't used to be in radio, we're on camera. When he makes a point, and I don't know why he does this, like you guys would say something to me that I would disagree with, but I'm Gelfand, and he would go, let me just tell you something. He points at you with his
middle finger.
That's
great.
Where the hell did he learn that one?
Just probably years worth of flicking people off from whatever press box he's in covering games.
Just instincts.
Yep. Yeah, it's just all instinct. That's exactly what it is. All right, we'll take a break, be right back, and then we'll annoy the shit out of Judd.
I like it.
What do you say? Hello, this is Thomas Barnard for Livia Weight Control Centers. Now that you have my social security number, because I held it up on camera like a moron, Anyway, your success story starts today. Join Livia's doctor-recommended and award-winning nutrition program. Get your first 8 weeks free. You could lose up to 20 pounds or more in your first 8 weeks. Plus, Livia offers weight loss medications to accelerate results. Receive personalized one-on-one guidance, plus expert nutrition and medical support. Livia is a destination for all weight loss solutions. Trust me. I said trust me when I say this. Livia works. As a matter of fact, I'm going to see the people at Livia today, and I was just talking to Tevin about the fact that I was down, I think like 228, something like that. But you know what's amazing about that? If you get up in the morning and you even drink like water, you'll gain like 3 pounds just from drinking water, because your body, when you drink it in the morning, holds on to it for a while. So I didn't do that today because I'm testing the theory to see if they're lying to me or not. But yeah, it's working really, really well. I've lost, 42 pounds, something like that. I lost a lot of weight so far. I want to lose, I think I want to lose about 13, 14 more. And those are going to be, it's going to take a longer, it'll probably, to lose 14 pounds probably take me about another 5, 6, 7 months, because you end up losing a couple of pounds a month there at the very end. So I'll be on the program I'll probably be on the program rest of my life off and on, I would think. Visit Livia.com. That's Livea.com, or call 855-GO-LIVIA. Join Livia's nutrition plan today and get your first 8 weeks free. Plus, Livia Medical offers GLP-1 medications for accelerated results. Visit Livia.com or call 855-GO-LIVIA. Choose the trusted leader serving our communities for 15 years. Livia works.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
If you've never been in an auto accident, it's hard to know what to expect from the insurance adjuster. Here are some tips. 1, if they taught you about whether or not you should hire a lawyer, it's a good sign that you probably should. 2, it's illegal for them to give you any legal advice. They aren't lawyers and they aren't licensed to practice law. 3, if they tell you that everyone involved in the accident is at fault, they're wrong. This comes from the belief that you're at fault for just being on the road. That's nonsense and not supported by any law. Finally, remember that friendly adjusters are often just gaining information. They want you to do most of the talking so they can file their report. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Matter of fact, I'm having lunch with Michael Bryant today. So look what I do for you people. I have to put up with Michael Bryant for an entire lunch just to serve the community. What?
Does he pay for that lunch, or do you foot the bill?
Let me think about that, and I'll get back to you. Which way should I put it to the public? How does it make him look bad? That's what I want to know. Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance, a new product sale right now for the best prices ever when you use promo code TOM, and you get free shipping on your entire order. Get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets only $29.98. And take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses and mattress toppers, 100% made in the USA. They're on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything is on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels that actually absorb, dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146 and use promo code TOM, and you get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146 and go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
And ladies and gentlemen, now joining us. You're right. Look at how thick my wallet is. What the hell is that? Why am I carrying all this stuff in my wallet?
Oh my gosh, your back's got to be that's bad for your back, dude.
That hurts my hip just looking at it.
I know.
Yeah.
What the hell am I thinking?
Like, is that all credit cards and stuff? What's in there?
Yeah, a lot of credit card. My pink Social Security cards in there. I just showed that. And that was a brilliant move, holding my Social Security card up to a camera. That was a good idea.
Oh, you held it up to the oh no. Oh boy.
It'll be all right.
Hold on a second. I didn't see that part. Can you do
So
that
you
for
do
me?
that again?
If you'd like to be Tom Bernard for a day, go back to the first segment, Judd.
I got to get those numbers. I got to get those digits. No, I actually heard you guys talking about the Social Security cards. If we're going to talk about that, how about birth certificates?
Yeah, that too.
Mm-hmm.
It's another really. I full disclosure, I got no clue where mine is.
I don't think I do. Yeah, actually, I think Catherine
got no
tracked it down. Get your wife to track it down. They're good at that.
Oh yeah, she'll do that. She'll take care of that.
Yeah, not a problem
But
whatsoever.
birth certificates. I mean, it's also very 1950s and 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
The only time you ever have heard of somebody needing their birth certificate is when it's like the Little League World Series and they think that the 13-year-old is really 18 type of thing.
Okay, I have a question. Got to go around the room. So, Judd, how tall were you or how long were you and how much did you weigh when you were born?
I have no idea how long I was, and I think I don't even know. I think I weighed like 9 pounds, 10 pounds.
Oh, that's a lot.
Oh, yeah, it's a big kid.
You almost caught Uncle Tommy, as a matter of fact. Tevin, what do you have?
I have no idea, and I don't even think I could guess
Really?
within a pound how much I weighed or how big I was.
So your parents just didn't care about you. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I don't think I really cared that much.
Yeah. Like, not at that point.
I'll text my mom and see if she's up, and we'll
there you go. Update. You have any idea?
No clue.
Don't you really?
No. Why? I don't know why. Like, is that something that I should know?
No. I mean, look, if you're interested in your past history.
No. I'm not.
Why not? You like to mess up everything you've ever touched? Is that the plan here?
Because I forge ahead, Tom.
Yep. I forge ahead.
You know what the best day is? The next one.
Yep. However, I could tell you how big baby Jesus was acclaimed to be in Talladega Nights. 6 pounds, 8 ounces.
There you go.
But I don't know my own weight. So
because when I was born, I was 23 inches tall and I weighed 11 pounds. Maybe that's why I know, because it was so different from most people. You know the heaviest baby ever born?
No.
And natural childbirth, from what they claim.
Okay.
24 pounds.
No way.
That's what they claim. You can look it up right now. Tevin's looking at it.
I am. Guinness Book of World Records has it at 22 pounds, born in Seville, Ohio in 1879.
Did mom survive? And I'm not being flippant.
The baby died just 11 hours after birth.
Well,
and it doesn't say anything about mom.
Oh my God.
In this particular.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Did mom and dad ever have sex again? Probably not.
I don't know, but yeah, mom probably. Hopefully, she made it, but
well, that's true.
Back in those days.
Did they say it was a natural childbirth? I kind of don't like that.
I would assume so. In 1867.
Yeah, I don't think they had C-sections down to a science in 1867.
In 1867, as she was giving birth, she was probably screaming, and the husband came in and go, "Would you shut up?"
Yeah, and it's 71 centimeters long, 28 inches. So is that
it's taller than I was.
Yeah, big for a baby.
Yeah, that's big for a baby.
22 pounds. Oh my God!
Imagine delivering 20. How about no? Let's get back to corpophagia, because it upsets AJ so much when we talk about it. Imagine 28 pounds of that.
Yeah,
it's just a weird conversation.
Well, and quick follow about this child. When the water breaks, usually it's not like a lot of water comes out. They said an estimated 6 gallons of fluid.
What?
Okay, I'm calling BS on this entire story now.
If there's not video,
seems like
you know what?
If there's no documentation, no video footage, no
video, in 1867.
Exactly.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Dad didn't have a camcorder age in 1867.
Yeah,
Wilt Chamberlain did have a 101-point game. Don't be turning on Wilt.
Show me the footage.
Show me the footage.
We have footage of people in like 1906 playing baseball. We don't have a single shot of this guy scoring a single point in this 100-point game.
Remember what Wilt Chamberlain once claimed? A sports guy, Judd.
Yeah, 10,000 women, right?
Yep. And how many? His record for having sex? How many times in 1 year?
Oh God, I don't remember that, but it was all in his book, which of course means that it's very good. That could be far more flimsy than the 100-point night in Hershey age.
Him and Ric Flair and the same.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. 1 year he had 258 times, and then he came back later and said, "You know what? I think I underestimated that. 258 was too low."
10,000.
So basically, he had what, sex every 4 times a week, 5 times a week.
Yeah.
No, actually almost 6 times a week. Not
10,000. I mean, great pro athlete. I give him his flowers, but 10,000 seems like a lot.
It's a lot. There's no question about it. But his health is still really good, isn't it? He's not leaving us anytime soon, is he?
Wilt?
Yeah.
Isn't he dead?
He's dead.
He did die? Damn it. I'm glad I
He
didn't
and Bill
know
Russell are both dead.
that. I'm glad I didn't know that. I loved Wilt. I got to meet Wilt Chamberlain one time when I was like 6 years old.
Yeah, he died in 99.
Did he? No.
Been dead for 25 years.
Let me put it this way.
I think you're thinking of Kareem.
Yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. No. I met Wilt Chamberlain when I was like 6 years old. You know, he was with the Harlem Globetrotters for a while, I believe.
Yeah.
Because that's when I think I met him. Was he with them in like 57, 58, 59, something like
Probably,
that? Yeah, so that's when I met him. It was at, I think, the Minneapolis Armory.
They were probably playing the Lakers.
I think that's exactly right.
Because they used to play the Lakers. It would pack the place.
That's exactly right. I bet you that was. So did I have that time about right? 57, 58, 59, somewhere in there?
Yeah, 58.
58. So I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
So I know, you know what? I swear to God, I must have known that Wilt Chamberlain died, but I blocked it out of my head because I loved that guy. I mean, that was my first superhero I ever met, you know. So that sticks with you. So why'd you tell me he's dead just 24 years ago?
Because you said, well, he's still around, right?
God, I did.
And even AJ is like, I think he's dead.
I thought he kicked it.
Well, Bill Russell's dead too?
Yeah, Bill died.
That was recently.
That was
More recently, yeah.
Because we used to have him on the queue once in a while. Another great guy. Really good guy.
Dr. J and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar are still around and kicking. So
yeah, well, Kareem, I see him doing like AARP commercials.
Yeah,
sometimes.
he does. Yeah,
he
does indeed. You weren't around when we had Dr. J in studio, were you?
Oh no, but that would have been.
Oh God,
you had Julius Irving in studio?
Yeah, he came to KQRS and did the morning show with us. It was phenomenal.
Oh my God, yeah.
I will tell you honestly, those that way, you know, living in Minneapolis. I suppose if you're in New York or Chicago or Los Angeles, it's not that big a deal,
right?
But to be doing a morning show in the Twin Cities, I've met almost, I think, everybody ever born because they came in. Well, it was the highest rated morning show in America, so they wanted to do it.
But he came in studio.
He was in studio,
that
and
probably
he
wasn't the norm.
Phenomenal.
Like
what a great guy.
So, like, you probably had everybody on, you know, like back then on the phone line and stuff. But to come in studio is awesome.
A lot of them did come in studio too.
Wow.
Yeah, no question about it. Just one of my favorites though was Bob Dole called into the show once. He was running for president as a Republican, I think, at the time.
Yes.
Tom Barnard, I just want to call in and tell you how proud I am to be on with you at KORS. It's like, could you at least hold the call letters up in front of you before you call in? Could you make sure you get the call letters right?
So he had a slappy employee right down the station.
Yep.
And the Q looked like an O.
Yep.
So he was looking at it, I bet.
No question.
And he saw the Q and he said, KORS. You see, now if the Chucker had been there, he would have gone along with a bit.
Oh, the Chucker would
and be like, thanks for joining the Coors.
I know that Last Mental does a morning show and all the rest of it, but God, do I miss working with the Chucker. Who was it? He had a rapper on, but I can't remember who the rapper was. You got to do me a favor, stop with all that Ryman Simon stuff you're doing. God, it was the best.
Absolutely fearless.
Oh, fearless. No question. He did the call of the day, and then, of course, the United States ruled those out of the mix. You couldn't do those anymore.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, apparently you have to tell people that you're doing it now, which makes it not funny in the least.
Oh, all those calls of the day were also great. Yeah.
Oh, Lastman, a very, very talented guy. You know who one of his best friends is?
Mm-mm.
And people don't believe this, but it's true, because when he went to the National Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, well, now I forgot the guy's name. He's a big, huge rock and roll star from New York. Oh, damn. Who just went in the Hall of Fame like 2-3 years ago? Somebody really good. A real Living on a Prayer. Who did that song?
Bon Jovi.
John Bon Jovi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's really good friends with John Bon Jovi, which is very cool, I think.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with hanging out with celebs, right? Well, you guys must have all met a lot of very famous people, I would think.
Yeah, but John Bon Jovi's not showing up to my anything to say anything.
My famous list is not that high, to be honest with you.
You know,
really met? No, not really.
the biggest kick in the nuts that I ever took from our audience, that really thousands of them called and said, "You're a moron," because Paul McCartney wanted me to come to his hotel and do an interview with him. And I said, I can't, I got to pick up Andy from school. And they're like, "You turned down going to meet with Paul McCartney in his hotel room to pick up your son?" I said, "Yeah, my son's a little more important to me than Paul McCartney. I mean, I love Paul McCartney, but I really love Andy. That's a big difference." But people thought I was insane because I turned down an interview with Paul McCartney face to face. But it was the right thing to do. You take care of your family, don't you?
I might have gone to see.
How many kids did you used to have before they stopped talking to you?
That's the thing. I don't have kids, so
I know great. You don't have any kids. That's why I asked.
But here's the thing with yeah, I might, I'd probably go see Paul, but the thing is, like, it's not those deals where you might go talk to him in the hotel room. So to record something,
mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm torn on those. I've done those a couple of times in my newspaper days. People think, well, you get to go to their hotel room and it's this real, it's this, and it's not that great.
I agree with you.
It's not. It's overrated. It's overrated, and plus it's forced because, like, especially on the queue, if you were going to play it back, really doesn't go along with what you did on that show anyway.
No, that's very, very
like recorded.
And again, there was I still don't believe this because we were already talking about the chucker. But somebody claimed, and there's no way this was true, but somebody claimed, because the chucker did interview Paul McCartney once.
Okay.
And they claim that he said, "Is the rumor true?" And McCartney goes, "What rumor?" He goes, "You know the rumor, the big rumor. Is it true?" He goes, "I don't know what you're talking about." "Did you kill your wife?" There's no way that he did that.
Wait. So at the queue this happened, or where?
Yeah, when he was at the queue. There's no way because his wife had died a few years earlier.
Linda
McCartney,
died of breast cancer. Yeah,
she died of breast cancer. There's no way Lastman would have done. Lastman's actually a very good guy.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like something he would just like. Here's my opportunity to, make fun of his dead wife.
Yeah,
that's like something Lastman would do.
How quick was the hang up? Would be my question.
It was pretty much over very, very quickly. No question. Well, you must have you've done interviews and people interviewing you. You must have had people ask you really bizarre questions.
No, really. I don't get
No?
I mean, I'm ordinarily on the end where I'm asking the questions, not answering them. So
that's true. Yeah, that is true.
Like, I'm not famous enough to be talked to, but I've talked to people, athletes and stuff. But all of that stuff, I don't know. It's so impersonal for the most part. It's so rare. It's so rare to get anyone who actually wants to reveal something.
I was trying to think of the biggest prick I ever interviewed, because there are a few of them. Some people are just, oh my God, unpleasant. Ugh.
Did you ever end one yourself back in the day on KQ where you basically pulled the plug and said, "Thank you very much for your time. Bye." Like,
look at the time.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
Because those are the ones I think that are the most, if a person's just an absolute jerk and the person who's actually asking the questions is like, "Okay, bye."
Yeah, that does happen. Oh God, we kept you too long, man. Your work. And I was going to do it, but I decided that I like you. Therefore, I didn't do it. When you said, well, I was not being interviewed. I was the one doing the interview. And I said, well, everybody knows who you are, Jude.
Yep.
I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it to you.
I'd been okay with that.
Yeah, but it's our dog's name, so that's not good.
No, that's a good point. See, yeah, don't put your dog down. Exactly right.
You guys weren't here yesterday. It was after the family show. Mm-hmm. Catherine had to leave early because she had an appointment. So I'm putting Jude on the leash.
Yeah.
So he knows he's going to go see Mom. He had a fit. I swear to God, he's walking around on the ceiling. "Oh, I'm going to see Mom. I'm going to see Mom." It's like, Jesus. Is that all tied to food? Because she's the one that feeds him.
Partially.
Probably true. All right. Listen, Judd, we'll talk to you again next week.
Gotta go.
We got to go, and I got to hang up now. All right. Thanks, pal.
See ya. Talk to you Tuesday.
Talk to you later. Judd Zulgad, SKOR North, ladies and gentlemen. Right back in a couple of minutes. Chris Egert joined us then. Beer, food, Vikings, and real-life jousting. The only place you can find all of these things together is the 2024 Minnesota Renaissance Festival. Matter of fact, I just got my tickets this morning, so I was very happy about that. Happening weekends starting August 17th. So, oh my God, it starts on Saturday, 48 hours from now, which is very cool. August 17th through September 29th, plus Labor Day and September 27th, located at the Renaissance Festival grounds in Shakopee. It's fun for the entire family as you adventure around the grounds, finding amazing food and drink, and that is true. You got to try. Seriously, if you want to look like a goofball, get the turkey wing. The roasted or whatever the hell, grilled, the turkey wing. It is about the size of your arm, and I'm not kidding. It's huge. So yeah, you get live music, full armored jousting. There's always something exciting going on, and that is true. Like to live on the edge? Try your hand at axe throwing, shooting a crossbow, climbing a rock wall, or test your wits in an escape room. It's also perfect for kids of all ages, featuring a petting zoo, various rides and games, along with arts and crafts events. Plus, with over 250 artisans and shops around the festival, you may just find something that scratches your medieval itch. Visit RenaissanceFest.com now for discount tickets, as a matter of fact. Parking passes, all other information. The 2024 Minnesota Renaissance Festival. Visit RenaissanceFest.com today.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain, and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, well, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? Inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings, or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market and the economy, and he knows how to plan for your retirement. Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombarnardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't tell me how to do it. In any case, Channel 5's Chris Egert is brought to you by Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation at 952-925-5608. I have to ask Tevin, because I can't show this on the show, but I have to ask Tevin. You see that bottom iMessage? You think I should respond or open that?
Absolutely not.
Should I read it?
I wouldn't even open that message.
No, there's no way I'm going to open it. It's well, let me put it this way. I just got a message sent to me by, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 letters and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 numbers. It's 7 letters and 7 numbers all mixed together at outlook.com.
Oh yeah, that's legit.
Oh yeah, no, let me open her right now.
Well, you know what, Tom, actually, some, depending on how people have their phone set up, is sometimes they do send text messages that will come across with an Outlook, a garbled looking number like that, or email address. Because when my grandfather sends text messages, however he's doing it, instead of it being a text, it's like coming across as an email text. So I don't know. I mean, I still wouldn't respond to that, but it might be legit actually.
What if I open it up and it says, "Hi, Tom, it's Catherine. I'm hitting the road." See, I wouldn't want to read that anyway.
Well, no, that's fair. And then you be blissfully ignorant as to the fact that she's gone.
Blissfully ignorant. No, I don't think I've never met your wife, have I?
No, I don't think so.
I'm assuming your wife is quite attractive. Is that a good guess?
She's a good-looking lady.
Well, see, I'm just wondering, the reason I popped into my head is because we were talking about Paul McCartney, and I turned down an interview with him because I had to go pick up Andy from school.
Yeah, I heard that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's true. I love Paul McCartney, but not as much as I love Andy. But it's one of those situations where we went to see Paul McCartney and got front row center tickets to see Paul McCartney at the X, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And he literally spent about 75% of the concert staring at Catherine. Does that happen with your wife?
He was, well, that's, I mean, very flattering, but.
Does that, I bet you that happens to your wife too, though.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. People think you're being an arrogant ass.
No. I won't say where it was.
Okay.
But we were at like a fundraiser thing. And God, how can I tell this story without really telling it? Somebody who was of prominence with the organization that we were there helping to raise money for.
Okay.
Was having a grand old time yucking it up with her.
Oh, yeah.
And I just sat back and kind of let it happen because she can take care of herself.
Sure.
And I sort of was trying to think of the greater good. Well, ultimately, we're here, to try to raise money for XYZ. So I'm going to just kind of let that slide.
You know what's amazing about that, though? I'm glad you brought that up because, working at Capitol Records and then doing the morning show for all those years and all the rest of it, you run into almost every famous person there is. I mean, you just do. And the one thing I've noticed about famous men particularly is they don't care who sees them staring at a beautiful woman. They all do it, and they do it as long as they want to.
They just let her rip, huh?
They just let her rip, baby. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, because there's some very attractive women I worked with too, and I asked them about it, and they said, "Oh yeah, it happens all the time."
I suppose, I don't know, and that's such an old school kind of thing too, right? Like, I'd like to think that culturally we've moved on from that sort of behavior, but I also know a dude being a dude, particularly a rich guy who's got status, they don't care.
I suppose. Greg Coleman just walked in the door.
Oh, nice.
Is it raining?
It's starting to sprinkle a little bit.
Sprinkle a little bit.
Well, you got a hat on. You got your hood up. Jesus. What do you do when it really rains?
You got a hat on too.
I know, but I don't have my hood up. I don't have a hood. That's about. How you been, Pally?
I've been well. How have you been?
Magnificent. No question about it.
Feels good. What's up, Tevy?
What up, man?
What's going on?
Oh, now all of a sudden he's got an accent. Jesus. What it be like, freaky deaky? What the hell?
Freaky deaky. That's old school. I forget you're old school north side.
That's Catman stuff right there.
Yeah, that's Catman right there. That's exactly right. Exactly. No, Chris Egert is with us. Greg Coleman. You guys ever met?
No. Hey, Greg.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm
okay.
Hold on. Let me turn them on first.
That might want to turn them on.
That might help. Yeah, I feel like I'm in here now.
So now you're good.
I'm now.
Does your wife know you got her hat?
Huh? Yeah. Yeah. She knows. Yeah, I like to throw it. It's my summertime. Nice little summertime, hey.
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't mean splash pad official hat.
Splash pad.
It's my dad hat.
Don't bring up your dad. Your dad will be still.
I tried to bring him in.
He won't do it, will he?
You should see the time.
He won't do it.
Honestly, he had a meeting at 9.
Oh,
I was like, you just got to come in. Come in. He was in town.
So where's he living now?
They're in Florida.
Oh, they're in Florida. Where in Florida?
They're outside of Jacksonville.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
I worked at WAPE in Jacksonville back in the day. He probably living in my old house.
Probably out in Orange Park. They're in Orange Park.
Oh,
they
Orange
used to be.
Park's nice.
Yeah.
It is.
They let us in there now. 20 years ago.
Here we go.
Yeah, that was different. It was a little different back then.
That was in 1975, 76. So yeah, you probably ain't living in Orchard Park back then.
Definitely not.
Probably true. They wouldn't let me in there.
Yeah, I know, man. They can smell it. They're like, you know what I mean? We think you know how to make greens. Got to get out of here. Take that on over to 295.
So, Chris, I think you should interview Greg Coleman for the time you have remaining.
Yeah, that's about 30 seconds.
Oh, you big baby. Are there any big headlines we should know about?
Yeah, we have a very important story today about a dog mayor.
A dog mayor.
What does that mean?
And I think I lost my.
I'm just not. I'm just playing to the base. I'm trying to sell tickets.
I think I've lost my sense of humor because I don't think it's funny and I think it's dumb and I'm kind of being crabby about it. But out in northwestern Minnesota in a community called Cormorant, for the second time, they've elected a dog to be the city's mayor. It's a dog mayor.
Means? Do you know what cormorant means?
Well, it's a kind of a bird, right?
Well, look it up. Get back to me.
Well, cormorant is a type of a bird. I don't know.
It is a type of a bird.
Is that something I should be looking on Urban Dictionary or something?
I don't think that's going to be on Urban Dictionary.
Well, it could be. Yeah,
Chris, did you piss somebody off over at Channel 5? Because I feel like you've really been getting the hard-hitting stories.
I mean, I'm just like, we had to pick what some of our stories to put on the show today, and one of the stories we picked was the dog mayor. And I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, who cares? So I lost my sense of humor. I'm like, okay, there's a dog mayor.
Hey, it's funny until he raises your taxes.
Right? Yeah.
Although he gives treats to everybody, so you win some.
I bet Airbud's pissed off. Like, oh my God, it was a basketball.
Airbud, there's a good one.
Yeah, this is Airbud spinoff. He retired and became the mayor. This is basically the Kevin Johnson story of dogs.
All right, Chris, I know you got to go, you big
baby. The dog's name is Khaleesi. It's the mayor of
Khaleesi Cormorant. That's the dog's name.
Yeah, right? It's a Great Pyrenees, and that's all I know today.
Okay,
the mayor's a real son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Get it?
Sorry, guys.
That was funny.
Yeah, that was
people at home. But son of a bitch, literally.
Yeah, they could get away with that on the news. It's
damn right.
Technically science.
Channel 5's Chris Egert is brought to you by Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation to 952-925-5608. We'll take a break. The lovely and talented Greg Coleman in studio with us, ladies and gentlemen. Big Shot sold out tonight.
Yeah, I'm technically.
Technically.
I guess.
Technically.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, it is sold out. But let's. Yeah. So buy tickets on Friday and Saturday. Tonight's all sold out. You can't.
Big Shot.
You can't show up. There's a line around the corner. I couldn't find parking.
You know how
it was
pissed
nuts.
off the reporters in the newspapers are going to be about this show today.
Yeah.
Me sitting in studio with two black men. I'm supposed to be a racist asshole, I thought.
This is true.
What happened?
I mean, we still can. It's actually time to change. Me and Tevin are actually the racists.
Yeah,
now.
I'll say, wait. If they think it's bad now, wait till they see who's about to call into the show.
Oh well, how long can you stay for a while?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I paid for daycare today, so I'm chilling.
I like that. Greg Coleman in studio right after this. Why should your business bank with North American Banking Company? Here's Austin Bartz of Bartz Lawn and Landscape and Bartz Snow Sculptures.
I started banking with North American, I think, 3.5 years ago. All the people know me by name. I know them by name. It's fun to come into the bank and actually talk to somebody you know. So I made the switch and I'm very happy. It's the best bank I've ever been at.
So why not bank where I bank? With my friends at North American Banking Company. To learn more about North American Banking Company, go to nabankco.com. That's nabankco.com, or do what I do and stop by any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever. When you use promo code TOM, you get free shipping on your entire order. You get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets for only $29.98. And take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses and mattress toppers. 100% made in the USA, on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything is on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels that actually absorb dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, and you can get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146. Go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
You heard me.
Damn right I did.
This is going to be one hell of a show today, ladies and gentlemen, because Greg Coleman, he's out grabbing something. What'd you grab? Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You can have everyone but that one.
This one right here?
Just kidding. Greg Coleman's in studio. Toni Trucks is going to be with us in about 10, 15 minutes. Now, that's going to be quite I'm trying to, what is the guy's name, the lead honky on there?
David Boreans, Neil Brown Jr., AJ Buckley.
Is that one of them?
I don't know. I'm just going through their it's either or Christopher Chulik, Ruben Garcia, Michael Moreau.
I say to him, who's the lead honk? And he goes, Ruben Garcia.
I don't know.
See what I'm saying?
I'm just listing off everybody that's ever been on the SEAL team show.
David Boreanaz or whatever.
Wait, SEAL Team, like actual, like SEAL Team 6?
No, on Paramount Plus. Yeah, there's this.
Oh, okay. That's cool too.
This is going to be quite the deal. There's no question about it.
Isn't what you called on that show? What's his name?
That's what I just did. The same exact thing you're doing now. What's his name is on that show?
He used to be on the light-skinned dude. He was on everything.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, you're not talking about. You're talking about Shamar Moore.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
That's a different.
No, that's yeah. He is on
He's on a SEAL team, isn't there?
It's kind of like a SEAL team.
Yeah.
He was on the show SWAT, right?
No, that's LL Cool J.
Well,
they definitely would have had those two on the same show.
Yeah, well, there's no question about it.
I think that bumps up too much. Like it's
too much.
Yeah, too much. Like they're two icons in Black Auntie life, and you can't put both of them.
No. Oh my gosh.
Like it's like you gotta. Yeah, they'll be. Never mind. We'll move on. But SEAL team, that's great.
I want to talk more about this because, as you know,
but
I enjoy shows like this because, you know, all those asshole newspaper guys called me this, called me that, and they knew it wasn't true. Why did they do that to people? Because it did ruin my voiceover career. It destroyed my voiceover career.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Because you know it's not true.
If it bleeds, it leads, man.
I guess.
If it bleeds, it leads.
Are they too stupid to understand that is like the worst thing you can do to somebody? Call them a homophobe or a racist or something like that. You can't do that to people.
Yeah,
unless it's true.
Yeah, and even then, it's like when were they?
Yeah, when
you know what I mean? We got to have a cap, I think. But yeah, I don't know.
We have to have a cap.
I think so.
You
like
do it
I have
to a certain point.
Yeah,
statute of limitations.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, hold on. When did this racism happen? Right? Like, I feel like Jerry Jones was trying to be like, hey, that picture came out in 1962. Ever since then, I've put many Black families into wealth.
Just not CD lambs, but
yeah.
Listen to you over there.
Hey, I'm out here firing cylinders, trying to sell tickets.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Greg Coleman will be at Acme. Now, don't go tonight because it's sold out.
Yeah.
but tomorrow and Saturday, 7 and 9:30 shows. Oh, wait, I got to do a little bio on you. I've never done a bio for you.
Who wrote it?
Who did write it?
I found it. It was on Acme's website.
It's on the internet.
Yep. So we'll see how accurate this is about to be.
I know Chad Daniels is going to be on the show too. And I am not going to be able to stay away from because of Acme. Chad Daniel, headliner.
Yeah, that's very much.
One of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. Greg Coleman has been active in the Minnesota comedy scene since 2012.
I'm old man.
Aren't you like 25?
I'm old. I used to be. I used to be young and sexy.
Well, still. I mean, the women can see you on camera right now.
This is true. My wife's hat.
That worked out for you. Coleman was voted best comic of 2012. In your first year, you were voted best comic?
Best new comic, but you know what I mean?
You left the new part out.
Yeah, well, you got to write the story. You actually, Tevin might have edited.
I did some.
He did some edits on this, and I remember back in the
punched it up a little bit.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I got it. It was the Reapy Awards, not the Minnesota Comedy. Well, I was like, you know what? Let's not put Reapy in here.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great.
It doesn't say Reapy in here. You're right. Yeah, Reapy is not good.
Oh yeah, no, I've been media trained for a while. I don't know. It was the awards.
That's like one typo away from just a PR nightmare.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's nasty. Anyway, so Mr. Coleman, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm
glad to hear. I keep begging for his dad to come in because his dad was pissed off at me for about 25 years, or maybe he still is. I don't know.
Nah, I think he's over it. Listen, look, here goes. I don't think I can make it under the gun to get a presentation done for a 9 a.m. call and some other major stuff.
9 a.m. He would have been here for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah,
you take the call here.
Yeah, maybe I'll call him on Zoom and we'll just jump it. Well, no, he's on the call. But
he's on the call. But other than that, so you've been good.
Yeah, I've been just diving into just full-time fathering.
Love it, absolutely.
Minivan life and everything.
Are you allergic to him or?
It's just whenever I get around him, I get nervous.
Oh yes, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. It's just I've seen him from
gives me a glance
since a little pup.
Oh, I know.
He's just a big buff,
buff
human being.
He is. It's true.
Popping out of that t-shirt.
No, Greg was like one of the first comedians when I worked at the House of Comedy that I had to deal with an angry, customer because they were so offended by his set.
Oh, what did you do?
I have no idea.
He used to do this great Nouvering bit.
Oh, for Nouvering?
It was like, who has a girlfriend? I'd put a ring on it, blah, 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 blah. Nouvering.
Oh, I forgot about that. Someone got mad at that. That's a classic.
Somebody comes out and they're like, it's highly offensive. And on top of that, he's making all these black jokes. And I remember I opened the door and I see Greg on stage and I'm like, hold on, we're talking about Greg Coleman, the guy that's on stage right now. Just the filthiest comedian I've ever seen.
I have a question for you. Was this a white guy with a lot of tattoos?
I don't know if he had tattoos, but it was definitely a white person.
I just love it when white people think they know what black people, or black people think that they know what white people should do. We live different lives. I mean, everybody in this, there are 4 of us here, and we have 4 different lives here.
Yes.
Why does everybody think you should be just like me?
Right. What do you expect me to go hey, Greg? And you just stop talking about your life as a black person because it's really offending these white people over here.
This is true. You need to stop not getting white women pregnant. That's what he was mad at. That was the joke. I was like, geez, probably I put pressure on him. Was it his girl I was talking about?
Probably. Who knows?
Oh, okay. I do remember that. Yeah. F that dude.
Oh, so you literally were talking directly about a woman?
Probably. I don't know.
But she was probably attractive.
Yeah, or not. It doesn't matter. I'm on stage. Everybody can get some. You feel a little bit like, I'm gonna bring that joke back. That was a throwaway. I'm glad he was mad at that.
Why? I do remember now that there was a period. Matter of fact, somebody did a special on it on television about young people getting pissed off at comedians. It was about 5, 6, 7 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And they had video, especially at college performances.
Oh yeah.
They would appear in college. Do comedians even appear at colleges anymore?
I mean, yes, because they pay.
Oh, okay.
But you don't love them. I mean, I don't necessarily love doing college shows anymore. Maybe when I was a bit younger. Because it was just like, talk more social stuff. But also, the older you get, the college kids, they kind of say the same. And unless you're a comedian who just talks about like just set up punchline jokes or just like Jenny Slate. I don't know why Jenny Slate just called it stray, but whatever. Yeah, you talk about real life college kids really aren't gonna get it because they still have hope. They haven't had to compromise. You know what I mean? Haven't lived with compromise yet.
Yeah, I suppose that is true. From what I understand, at least this is what they're claiming, and you never know on either CNN or Fox if they're telling the truth because they hardly ever tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a group of very young people, they're of voting age, they say they're going to come out in bigger numbers than they ever have because they finally have somebody to vote for because they didn't like this and they didn't like that. Do you think that's just national news scam?
I mean, maybe, but also it could be numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you got to look, there is this possibility of say people who are just coming in when Trump was really revving up and they're like, you know what? Even if you're right, I don't know if I want to vote. And then Biden was old.
Yeah.
And some people, so there might be a untapped market. But I always feel like there's always an untapped. There's always people who who do or who don't. Like, honestly, I feel it's all weird. I feel like we should just let LeBron James run.
I think it's a good idea. There's no question about it.
You know what I mean? Like, people might not like it, but he'll get it. He'll get it done.
Him and Rich Paul take care of it.
Yeah. Like, honestly, like fill his cabinet up with, Kawhi. He's a Terminator.
Just no emotions.
Yeah, no emotions. He might not show up, but if he does, he's going to take care of it.
Now, we're going to invite a young woman on the show in about 3 minutes. Toni Trucks is going to join us. SEAL Team will premiere its anticipated 7th and final season. That's already happened, as a matter of fact. That was, about a week ago? Well, not quite a week ago, about 4 or 5 days ago.
And if you want to, we could actually just burn around right now.
I'd love to do that.
Let's do that.
Why don't we do that? Toni Trucks joining us. Greg Coleman in studio. Tevin. Way to go, AJ.
Yeah,
we're outnumbered. Way to go. We'll hold the vote. Toni, how you doing?
I'm so good, Tom. How are you?
Well, magnificent now that you're here. We're in a room with like 4 guys and no women. This made me very uncomfortable. We got to have a woman.
This is the ratio that I'm normally with on SEAL Team and beyond. So I feel like you picked the right person to come on the show right now.
I don't think there's any question about that. I love the picture they sent of you, by the way. You're looking at me like, what the hell are you looking at? I love that picture.
Little side eye for you, Tom.
It was a little side. That's exactly right, Toni. A little side eye for Tom. So do you think it's going to be the last season? That's a damn good show. It's kind of unfortunate if it is the final season.
Oh, it is decidedly so. It is the final season. We've been doing this for 8 years and 7 seasons, and it has come to an end. So we just, premiered our first 2 episodes, came out on Sunday, and the subsequent episodes will come out every Sunday past that. But we got a double feature for that first week.
Yeah, but it's kind of tough for you because aren't you only like 16 years old?
God bless him and put you right in my pocket.
There you go.
Can you tell my agent that?
Toni, let me ask you a question. I think, they talk about, and people, I suppose COVID had a lot to do with it. But when I was a kid, going to a dinner and a movie at a movie theater was a very big deal. Do you think that television's gotten so good is one of the reasons not a lot of people, and there are 2 movies out that are doing really well right now, but there are some weeks when movies don't do very well. Do you think TV's gotten so good that a lot of people go, hey, you know what? I got to stay home and watch SEAL Team instead of going to a movie?
Well, I do think that it has definitely stolen a bit of that energy for sure. But I have to say, I'm still a person that I do love going to the movies. I love a nice long movie, cozying up with my Kit Kat, my popcorn, and getting cozy in there. But there's something to be said for staying in your pajamas and having quality programming, So I get it. The level is high, especially, when SEAL Team moved from CBS over to Paramount Plus. I felt like we went from looking like a high quality TV show to looking like a movie. Like, it just looks cinematic now.
Yeah.
We've really raised the level on it, and that's kind of the norm now. People expect that from television.
Now, see, Toni, you got an edge to you. You're a very strong woman. I wouldn't ordinarily ask Greg Coleman to interview you here because, he attacks people. He's been attacking me all morning already.
Oh, God.
She goes, oh, God. So Greg, you must have a question or two for this lovely lady.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, hey, congratulations on 8 years. That's a task in TV. That's a tall task because they turn over. How did you get out of Grand Rapids, Michigan? That's what I would like to know. How did you get out of Grand Rapids?
You want to get into it, apparently.
Yeah, but also I have a turnaround though too, because I have a reason to get you back to Grand Rapids and also bring television back to Grand Rapids. But I want to know how you got out.
Oh, listen, don't even speak to me about the incentives, and we could go all day. Like, I want that too, okay? I want that too. Grand Rapids, I was born in Grand Rapids. I actually grew up in a community about 2 hours north of that, a really tiny town called Manistee, Michigan.
Okay.
And the Reader's Digest version is I was a crazy theater kid. I ended up going to Interlochen Arts Academy for high school and University of Michigan for college. I did musical theater there. I just wanted to sing and dance. That took me to New York.
Yeah.
And then randomly, when I was in New York doing a play, my agent was like, yo, do you want to audition for Barbershop on Showtime? And I was
TV
like,
show.
What? The TV show.
Yeah, the Ice Cube Barbershop.
It was based on the movie, right?
Yeah.
And so Cube Vision was producing it. And I was like, oh, sure. I've never auditioned for a TV show before. Why not? I'll try something new. And then I booked it.
That's awesome.
So 2 weeks later, I was moving to LA, and they, shaved my head, and I was off to the races.
That's fantastic. That's a great way to get out of Michigan.
From there, I did Dream Girls and I did a whole bunch of things and just kind of
NCIS. I seen wait, what was it? Not Insecure. There was another in.
Oh, I did do Insecure too. Yeah,
you did Insecure. You did all. Hey, can you give a script of mine to Issa Rae? We tried to give it to Ice Cube once. He just raised his eyebrows, and I walked out the room. All right. Well, that's good. Man, that's
all over the map. So that's what I got. But I would love to make it back. I love Michigan. I'm such a Michigan girl. I was just there. My hometown always holds a premiere. So my hometown had a huge premiere party for SEAL Team. They do it for if I have one line in a TV show, my hometown movie theater shows it on the screen. But luckily this time we got to show episodes of SEAL Team, but the whole town came out and went to the movies and watched SEAL Team.
See, that is fantastic. You didn't think I was going to be prepared. And also, here's why I want to get you back to Grand Rapids.
Wait a second.
Well, no, you did. You did talk to me.
knew
You know
you'd be
my
prepared.
history in radio.
Absolutely.
And see, Grand Rapids, here's exactly what I want to do. I want to get you to bring production back to Michigan, right? In Black Pigeon Studios. You got to check it out.
Okay.
They're popping right out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, and they're putting some short films and things out there. But yeah, there's incentives to go back. So, as long as we can build it up, there it is right there. Black
Pigeon Studios.
Yep.
I'm going to look it up.
Look them up. They're on Instagram.
Everything's filming in Ireland. We got to go to Michigan.
Yeah. Don't go. I mean, you can go to Ireland, if you want lox and I don't know, whatever they eat and beer over there, but keep those American dollars in here in Michigan. I guess.
No, I want Kellogg's and Verner's. And,
I definitely want Verner's. That's great. Yeah, I've been on the Michigan kick. I just watched Detroiters again. So
it was so good. I was just telling my husband about that. I was like, "Did you see the episode where they were just coughing when we were drinking the Verner's?" And he's like,
that is Verner's is real. If you know what Verner's is, that means you had a black father. Or a dad.
I'm literally looking at a Verner's through my little refreshment fridge right now. Verner's is staring at me, so Verner's is around all the time.
All right, there's nothing wrong with it. You got to come back more often, Toni. Honest to God, you're a great guest. You ever get into Minneapolis, St. Paul?
You know what? I have not. I mean, through the airport. I used to go to the airport all the time, but I would need to come more. I'm a big Lake Wobegon lady, so I obviously need to come to St. Paul. If you ever invite me, I'll be there. Let me tell you that.
Well, you're invited. You're always invited.
Yeah, you're invited to my show tonight. Actually, here, I'm hitting you up on Instagram right now, Coleman Comedy, and I'm going to invite you. There it is right there. Oh, also, Rosario Dawson, old friend of mine, old friend for 5 minutes. Met her at the RNC back in 2012. Tried to interview her on the street, and she was like, "Sir, get away from me."
I wonder why.
Yeah, but we had cameras. We had a mic flag. Creed Summers. All right, heck yeah, the greatest voice of all time. One of the greatest voiceover artists.
Oh my God, that voice.
Yeah. All right, cool. We're friends on the internet now. Soon.
Okay, I'm going to close with this.
I will friend you back.
Sweet.
I'm going to do a re-reference here because we only got about 30 seconds, but I have never known this, but I learned from Greg Coleman this morning that there are a lot of Jews in Ireland.
Jesus.
He goes, yeah, you can go to Ireland and eat a lot of lox. Like, what?
I don't know. Isn't that
honestly? It sounded good.
It sounded like that's not a thing. Lox, like fish.
Well, it's just fish.
Oh my, yes, lox. That's right, lox and bagels. You got it.
Yeah, somewhere.
Oh, listen, don't protect him now, Tony.
You can't trust Greg. Has he looked at a map? He might be talking about the Loch Ness Monster.
It's Scotland.
Yeah, it's all the same. It's all over there.
Tony, honest to God, you got to come in studio sometime. It'd be great to see you in person, but thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you so much. You guys have a great day.
You too. Toni Trucks, ladies and gentlemen, SEAL Team will premiere its anticipated 7th and final season. They did already on August 11th, as a matter of fact.
They killed all the bad guys. Like, that's how. Oh, I guess
They're
we're done.
That's how the series ends. They just get all of the terrorists. Everybody's dead.
She is. I got to hold this up for the people. Look how beautiful this woman is.
Wow, man, she's super talented. Been on a whole bunch of stuff too.
Look at her. I like that sidelong glance, though. She's like, "What the hell are you looking at?" She got that deal going. I loved her. I thought, look at the timing of all this. He comes in, Toni Trucks is on.
Yeah, and I didn't want to ruin the chemistry that you
like
guys
that?
had going, but the Black Pigeon Studios looks like it's permanently closed.
Damn it.
In Michigan. So unfortunately,
it is permanently.
That's what it says as of November 29th. 2023.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's not too.
So it could come back.
No,
Very sad.
Either or.
AJ, are we going to break it here? You want to do a break now and then?
No,
or you just want to do the one?
We just need one before Kristen.
Okay, well, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, so we got a couple more minutes here before we get.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure that was the situation. But yeah, I love those kind of things. I mean, you never know. I would have said, because you've been in studio many, many times, known you for a long time. But just when people come together on this show that don't know they're coming together and it works out that great, I love that about doing this show.
Yeah.
There's people that you've never met her, have you?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So look how well that turned.
Yeah. This is quick Google search and was like, all right, let's do it. And I've probably seen her and stuff now. Now it's like kind of one of those. It's like a car. You're like, oh, now you see that car all over the place. I'm not comparing her to a car, but. You know what I mean? I got a Pacifica, and I see Pacificas all the time.
I think we should put together, put a budget together and put a movie out, and Kevin and you could be in it, and we'll call it the Loch Ness Monster.
Damn straight.
Yes, Toni Trucks can co-star.
And Tony, now he's bringing Tony.
Oh yeah, of course. I thought this was going to be the whole thing. This is the whole reason to get Tony here.
We need at least one professional on set.
Yeah. Oh, you ever done any acting?
A little bit.
Yeah, I
done
thought
some commercial acting
so.
And some, straight to the internet things.
I feel like I saw you on a commercial somewhat recently. Within like the last 5 years, you just graced my screen. I was like,
there was a commercial that got a lot of play, and I would get random text messages like, "Hey, we see it." But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I go audition, I'll just shoot things. I don't know where they end up. Yeah. And like, they'll be like, "Where are they?" I was like, "I don't know. I don't care." The check cashed.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'll try to do a little bit of acting here and there. And I've tried to write myself in a couple shows that I've pitched or piloted every once in a while. They're like, "Hey," I'm like, "Okay." Like, I have a writing. I wouldn't call her a writing partner. She's someone I partner with. She'll ask me to help out and write for things, and I'll try to write myself in every once in a while.
And how's that work?
It hasn't worked out yet. Damn. But there's the one show I didn't write myself in, just got greenlit. So I'm like, damn it. Like, I usually try to like throw myself in as like the husband's friend, like neighbor, like the dude who just kind of pops up like every once in a while.
Yeah. How hard is it to pitch a show? Because like I feel like I hear a bunch of people will say, like, especially comedians, we're trying to write and pitch. Like, where do you even begin to figure out who to pitch that to, and what is that process like?
It's first of all, you keep it close to the chest, because a lot of times, like when you're trying to pitch something, other people might be also having pitch things, so things get stolen all of the time. But it's just, you got to take a lot of notes, network notes. And I think the biggest thing about pitching is just selling it. And remember, it's like, hey, I'm just trying to sell this product. You got to disassociate yourself from it. Because sometimes there's projects where you just feel like, oh, this is my baby. And it's like, you know what? That baby's going to grow up and drink, vote, fart. Like, might as well get paid from it. Like, you can make another baby.
Drink, vote, and fart.
Yeah, just like, like do stuff. So it's just kind of like, you got to not look at it as a baby, because it's just like, sometimes it's not art. Sometimes it's just like, yo, I'm trying to sell something. I got Pacifica payments. I don't care. Switch it up. Go do whatever you want. As long as, you just try to get that creative part. But yeah, no, it's different, but it's fun. It's stressful, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. We'll take a break. Be right back. You get to interview Kristen Burt's going to come on in a couple minutes. You ever been on with Kristen? I don't think you have. Maybe you have. I don't remember, but she'll be on in just a couple minutes right after this.
Bada boom.
I've been tracking the weather in Minnesota for a long time. I'm 5 Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Ken Barlow. In the morning, I've got to be right, because my forecast affects your family's entire day. And in the evening, you can count on my friend, Ren.
That's right, Ken. I'm 5 Eyewitness News evening meteorologist Ren Claire. And as a Minnesotan, I know our weather can be tricky. Throughout the day and into the night, I've got you covered with an accurate forecast to help keep your family safe and ready for any weather.
And don't forget, no matter how things change or what time of day, you'll always get our forecast first at the start of every newscast on 5 Eyewitness News. Start your day with me, Ken Barlow.
And wrap up your day with me, Ren Claire.
Because 5 Eyewitness News is always tracking our weather, so you're always alerted first. It's why 5 Eyewitness News is Minnesota's weather authority.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
If you've never been in an auto accident, it's hard to know what to expect from the insurance adjuster. Here are some tips. 1, if they taught you about whether or not you should hire a lawyer, it's a good sign that you probably should. 2, it's illegal for them to give you any legal advice. They aren't lawyers, and they aren't licensed to practice law. 3, if they tell you that everyone involved in the accident is at fault, they're wrong. This comes from the belief that you're at fault for just being on the road. That's nonsense and not supported by any law. Finally, remember that friendly adjusters are often just gaining information. They want you to do most of the talking so they can file their report. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
I hosted my show on the radio for 40 years. Now I host the Tom Barnard podcast. And I'll tell you, I've never seen the passion and engagement from our audience as I do now. I know we also have businesses that listen to our podcast, and it got me thinking, wouldn't it be great to help those businesses grow by telling my listeners about them? So here's the deal. If you own or handle marketing for a business, would like to have my audience buy your product or service, visit TomBernardShow.com, keyword partner, and we'll put together an ad campaign to help your business. That's TomBernardShow.com, keyword partner, and thank you for listening.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
You are indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Kristen Burt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Kristen Burt joins us from Los Angeles, California. What's up?
Good morning. How is everyone?
I'm suffering through it. I'm surrounded on all sides. You notice I didn't do. Did you listen to that last segment, Kristen?
I caught about 5 minutes.
Okay. The one thing that I don't do that most white men do when they do shows with black people. All of a sudden, it's like, well, let me ask you a question. I was like, why do they do that? I've never understood. Although, you know who did that the other night was Kamala Harris. She was doing a speech to black people, and all of a sudden she's like, well, goddamn, y'all. I'm like, what? Where did that come from? Why do you think white people do that?
Kamala's not white.
No. I'm just saying the white people when they do that.
I don't know, but it's like no matter whether they go to, you know, a Mexican restaurant to order food or a Chinese restaurant, I feel like they put the accent on there a little bit as if it helps bridge some sort of
fried rice. Right. Yeah, they do. Why do they do that?
Oh my God. I hope people aren't doing that at a Chinese food restaurant.
Come on. Get into it.
I was at a Mexican restaurant last night, and I will tell you there was no accent going on besides whatever you hear right now. That's it.
I got to ask you a question, though. I thought Kamala is part. I thought she was black from India and white, too.
She's black and Southeast Asian, yes.
Oh, I thought she was white, too, though.
Probably her
husband's a honky.
Demand the 23andMe.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, you want the full.
She's married to a honky, though.
I don't think. Why is it even like it's become a thing ever since Obama? They're like, hey, is he ever since like I mean, I gotta say this: white presidents have been campaigning and appropriating white culture and shit too when they go. Like, you know what I mean? When they go to these states and when there's poor whites and they're like, hey, listen, my dad, I pulled myself up on my boot. Like, you went to Yale. You know what I mean? Like, it's all the same. It's all the same. Everybody everyone leans in.
Try to fit in.
Yeah, wherever they
Well,
go.
I think the big white person myth always is, and I think almost every family, if you're white, has had this, like, you come from like the Cherokee tribe or the Cheyenne tribe. Like the Native American narrative is very big there. And then everyone gets their 23andMe and they're like, hello, welcome, white European.
Yeah.
It's so I don't know where the family myth or lore started with all of that, but I think that happens to a lot of people.
You just call me a Mick. I heard that.
Huh?
Well, I grew up Catholic, close enough.
He's we got a therapist coming in next to deal with some untapped trauma.
Generational trauma.
Generational trauma from time. Although I got to tell you something, I am a lot more German than I ever knew I was. We did that 23andMe deal, but I guess I always assumed, because I know Barnard is a Scottish name, I know that, so I don't know what the whole just Western European, right? I mean, you just go with Western European, I guess.
Mine was all like northern white. It just literally was like, you were so white. You were white.
Well, me too.
I was surprised though, because again, I've had the family like myth of like, you have Native American, and some of our family is from Quebec in that area. But again, there's just not. I was surprised at how boring it was. I was looking for a little more spice,
Hey, a little bit of something. You're from Iowa.
They were like, you're just look like the Scottish people you came from. Like, that was it.
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Oh, you're Scottish too?
Because I'm a redhead.
So is my wife, but she's not Scottish.
I'm Scottish.
Well, nothing wrong with that. So you're a big drinker?
I'm not. Although I went for Mexican last night, so I had my margarita last night. Just one.
I love Mexico.
In LA, right? Are you in LA?
In LA, yeah. I went to the Hideaway in Beverly Hills. Are you from LA?
No, I'm not. But I've been a man about town every once in a while.
Well, check out if you're looking for like a scene at the Hideaway in Beverly Hills, it's like fun because it's smack dab on Rodeo, and it's if you need anyone who's visiting and wants a celebrity sighting, that's a good place to go.
That's a good place to go. All right. I like to hang out where they call Rodeo Drive. That's how you Wilshire.
It all works for me. So what have you been watching? Oh, you know what? Wow. I'm very, very upset, Kristen Burt, because there's only one season, and the seasons are all 3 episodes long. The show Endeavor. Catherine and I are coming to the very end of that show. Is phenomenal. One of the best written shows, best acted shows I've ever seen. But each episode, and I don't know why they do this in England, but each episode of dramas are an hour and a half long. They're like a movie every week. Mm-hmm. That's amazing, isn't it?
That's how they've done it. They did that with Luther, just short seasons. And That was just sort of their method. I mean, for a long time, it was what, 25 to 32 episodes a season. And now we're like 8. Enjoy.
Yeah, it's 8 now, isn't it? Pretty much.
8 to 10, 12 is like really pushing it. But,
Mhm.
and then you wait 2 years to actually see the next season. So I don't really love the model, honestly, because I like to binge. And then within 2 days, I'm done. And now I wait 2 years for my next season.
Yeah, no, I understand. I see. I'm not a binger. I do that on purpose. I do not binge because it's taken Catherine and me. There are 9 seasons of Endeavor, and it's taken us, I think, 3 years to watch them all because we just got away from it. I didn't want to burn through it.
I'm always curious though, because you stretch yourself out over multiple shows and then you drop some and then 6 months later you pick it up. I can't lose the storyline. I think that's the big issue. And like a great example today, Emily in Paris drops on Netflix. We're finally getting that 4th season. And it's been a solid like year and a half since we've seen it because of the strike and everything else out here. But I'm going to have to watch the last episode of last season in order to remember everything I'm launching into for episode 1 of season 4.
No doubt about it. But I mean, the acting is a big part. You got Sean Evans stars in Endeavor, Roger Elam, who's phenomenal. I mean, there are some great actors out there. There's no question about that. And one thing I was going to ask you this anyway, Kristen. I mean, if you got some stuff you want to talk about, I'll get out of your way here. But local television's got to be suffering mightily, I would think.
It's not doing bad, actually.
Really?
Local television, yeah. So people are still tuning into like their local news channels, and they're tuning into local programming. They're not tuning into national news.
No.
And they're not tuning into cable TV. And that is the hot story this week in Los Angeles, because we are seeing all of the cable channels. And, sure, it's the cord cutting, but it's the fact that live sports is now all moving to streaming. And when you lose the NBA or you lose the NFL and they go to Prime and they go to Netflix and they go, to Peacock, you cannot support yourself anymore because you have the cord cutters, carriage fees are up.
Right.
And then you just lost your huge contract that at least was keeping the lights on. And we're going to see the death of cable very rapidly here. We're going to see cable channels just disappear.
You know what that means to somebody like me, though? I was born in the area when radio and television were the 2 big things, obviously newspapers as well. But radio and television are both in big trouble. There's no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, who listens to radio in their car anymore? It's a podcast, or you're listening to your Spotify or something like that. And it's changed so dramatically. And I think like cable TV, we probably thought had like another 10 years. It doesn't.
No.
I think in the next 2 years, they're going to be like, we're shutting the doors on, I don't know, Comedy Central or something.
That's been shut down.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where you go, it's just reruns. Well, you can just go to Pluto for free TV. You don't have to pay for.
Yep.
And I think like the thing that sucks that kind of feels short-sighted is that the industries and the artistry that it does affect. Like you look at a Comedy Central. When I started my career in comedy, Comedy Central was still important.
Oh yeah.
It was still important, whether it was, stand-up shows or this or that. And granted, now everything's online. Comedy Central's not a thing anymore. So now it just takes away like, okay, where's that lane? I had a show that I wanted to write specifically or whatever. We don't know where those lanes are anymore. And how many things do you just stumble across by flipping the channel?
I did last
night. That's where I was like, that's how I got into Bones. I was just like, what is this show? And then I was like, well, I'm a Bones fan 10 years.
You're like David Boreanaz poster in your locker.
Emily DeChanel. But it was like, I look forward, like, I don't want to go on streaming and put Bones on, but if I stumble across it, it's like, I'm going to accidentally watch it for 3 hours, like shows like that, they're going to get swept underneath, or even shows that are like good and find an audience. But if you don't find a big enough audience, you're out of here. Case in point, like shows like Southside, or like, which had a huge online like boost and went to HBO Max, and now they can't find a home. But you're like, where do these spaces go? And even for sports, like even for sports, I don't want to have to go on to be like, I have to choose to watch this. Like that's why I feel like the why TNT was so successful with Inside, because it was just on. You knew it was there. You could flip to it. And now, like, if I have to go pick and choose something else, and then like, oh, I'm putting this on. This is my decision. Like it just feels a little bit like
having to go
like
from
less of a surprise.
Yeah, and
like,
having to go from app to app is much more of a hassle to go like, oh well, the game is on Peacock. Well, this one's now on Netflix or Amazon.
How many subscriptions are you going to have? And they're all raising their prices. And you choose the ad tier or the non-ad tier, and it's getting up there pretty quickly. It's going to exceed your old cable bill, which is how we got started in this first place.
Yes.
And I think about this, like when I had cable, which I think I cut the cord in 2010. So I was an early adopter to that, but it's one of those situations where I used to spend Saturdays and go, oh, look, there's 6 rom-coms on in a row. And I had already seen them all, but I would watch them over and over again. I'm like, oh, it's Miss Congeniality. And then, it's into Pretty Woman or something. And you just watch them. That doesn't exist anymore. That sort of landscape and binge watching.
Yeah. That's done, man. There's gonna be no more like mega movie stars because that's how they were created,
right?
Because you just throw those shows on. Be like, it's a Tom Cruise weekend.
Why do you think Tom Cruise is literally catapulting himself from stadium at 60 years old, 62 years old? He needs to keep that A-list status because it's not going to exist otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, that is like it's a bit of a sickness. It's just like, what more fame can you have or can you need? But also, it's just like even Will Smith clamoring to get back into the awards. Please let me back. It's just like, you've been famous enough, fam. Let someone else have it. But these are the last of the movie stars.
Yeah,
Brad Pitt, George Clooney. Their movie's only going to stay in a theater for a week and then just move to Apple Plus TV because it wasn't tracking well. But they did a big joint interview together, which they normally never would for a movie like this. They wouldn't have needed to do like a GQ interview and both posing on the cover. They have to do it now because otherwise half of us aren't going to know that the movie even came out.
I'm interviewing Brad Pitt on my live stream later on today. Like that's it for 200 people.
There you go.
There it is.
Are you really?
I wish I was, Kristen.
I was like, because Greg, if you really were, here's the thing. I was like, I got a lot of questions for you, and they all involve Angelina Jolie.
Well, I think a lot of people have questions involving Angelina Jolie.
And why do his kids hate him? Why are they all changing their last name?
From Pitt?
They all of the adult kids have legally changed their own name to Jolie. So they dropped the Pitt.
Do they not look like their father?
Some of them do, some of them don't, because some of them are adopted.
Oh, yeah. Well, I would drop it too. Like, Brad Pitt's your dad. You don't look nothing like Brad Pitt. I'm pretty sure that's 80% of the conversation. So I would just change my name too.
I'm pretty sure that none of the kids they adopted from Africa look like Brad Pitt.
Well, that's probably a while.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't want the last name Pitt unless it's like you live in a pit.
Well, they were Jolie Pitt, and now they're just Jolie.
Jolie Pitt.
And they're using the interesting
Brad
thing is
Pitt not a great father.
That's exactly it. It's from the domestic violence incident in 2016.
What? Oh wait, what? He hit one of the kids?
Wasn't it on the plane?
It was on the plane, which landed in Minneapolis. This is all alleged.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. And he allegedly hurt Maddox. Maddox is the oldest. Yeah. And then one of the other kids, I mean, he poured drinks on them, including Angelina Jolie on this plane. And it was enough so, and this is the thing, like I've read the court documents. I've done a lot of articles on it. The National FBI office recommended that he was charged with domestic violence. When it got passed to the Los Angeles office, because that's where the plane landed next, somewhere along the way, the DA and the LA FBI office were like, and it disappeared.
Yep.
And Angelina is suing the LA FBI office to get clarity as to why those charges disappeared.
That changes my opinion on Brad Pitt in planes.
So he's off your live stream now, right?
Yes. Nah, I mean, he's still on. I'm not interviewing him in a plane. I'm talking about movies.
See, I got proof that I've never dumped a drink on Catherine.
You got proof?
I have proof.
That's good.
Kristen, what's my proof?
He's alive.
You got it. I'm still alive.
Still alive to tell the story.
That's exactly it. No question. There's, it's interesting. This subject even came up because I heard a news story on television the other night that they are going to the United States Senate and they're going to the House and all these people insisting that AM radio be put in every car from now on.
Yeah, there's a weird push where they're trying to get it where car manufacturers have to include AM radio.
Well, no one's going to listen to it anyway. So what's the difference?
Wait, it's not just on there anymore.
I don't have
it's just FM.
Yeah, it's just FM or whatever streaming apps you want.
But it's a button. How could they not have AM? Like, it's not like it costs extra.
No.
Isn't it like good for emergencies and things like that? I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, and I don't know what's so important about AM radio other than the jobs that shout out to everybody working in AM radio.
Yeah,
but is there something that's like extra special about AM versus FM?
Yes, it's from America.
I always think of it as like the place where like if there is like a major emergency, a earthquake, hurricane, you tune into AM radio because you used to be able to always get a station, an AM station to like at least come through on your old little radio. I mean, I have a solar powered radio in case of an earthquake. So I'm like, I don't necessarily know what channels I'm going to get. I hope AM's an option.
If you feel an earthquake, you're running to the radio instead of just being like, the earth is moving.
This is like the thing. Well, for any emergency, you have to have 3 days worth of supplies. And if you don't have any, like if you go back to the Northridge earthquake, they didn't have electricity for days. So if you need news, information, blah, 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 solar powered radio, and it also has a phone charger on top of it. It's all solar powered. So you can actually get your phone and everything else. I don't know if that'll be working, but at least I can iMessage people.
That makes sense.
Yeah. AM wavelengths are lower frequency, so they can travel farther, so it can reach more people, which is that's like the safety thing there.
Okay, gotcha. And well, speaking of earthquakes, Chris, did you see ESPN during one of their broadcasts? There was an earthquake that shook the whole studio.
Really?
Would you? Yeah. When I believe it was Malika Andrews.
Yeah, there was the Monday earthquake we had.
I think Perkins fell down. And
I don't know if we talked about it, but I on Mondays, every other Monday, I work at a cafe because my housekeeper comes through and I need to get out of her way. So I was working at a cafe and all of a sudden the MyShake app goes off and it goes, earthquake, earthquake, earthquake. I'm like 15 people, because like 15 people are all like working at this cafe and it's like run, duck, cover, run, duck. So that to me is more traumatizing than the actual 4.4 earthquake that happened. I barely felt it. I was in a very solid building. So shout out to Coral Tree Cafe. I'm going there for the next major earthquake. But the app is so alarming. And we had an earthquake 2 weeks ago that was up in Northern California, but it resonated down here. And I'm driving and all of a sudden the voice comes in, run, duck, cover. I'm like, I'm driving in the canyons at 10 p.m. at night. Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm going to get swallowed up. I don't know.
All right, we got to wrap it up, but just let me say this. I always, every day at this particular time, it feels like an earthquake because I get so nervous working with Kristen Burt. I shake.
Same.
He's been formulating that in his head for the last 5 minutes.
Yes, there you go. That's nice.
Earthquake. How do I wrap up? I want to shake. Yeah, okay.
We're fine. Don't worry about a thing. All right, young lady, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow for Friday.
Thank you very much. That
Bye,
is going to do it for today. You guys worked together very well, I thought. I really did.
Yeah, it was a nice back and forth. So feel comfortable.
Going to do it for this show. The family show's up in about 10 minutes.